Phineus. How
Hello,
are you?
Santa. How are you today? I'm doing well.
Well, well, I'm doing awesome. Can you see? I didn't do the striped shirt, but I'm wearing my straw hat again.
Yes,
I
indeed.
kind of, I kind of like it. For our listeners, I found this great straw hat. It's kind of Mad Men-ish, maybe. Yeah,
It's kind of
yeah.
like a straw voter. He looks very dapper.
Something a little different. It's a little warm today, so I thought, you know, why not be comfortable? You're always so comfortable in your cute little hat, and I thought I would be comfortable. So yeah. Um,
Yeah.
what was the week like?
The week has been very busy, but otherwise it's been pretty good. So just getting a lot of stuff done around here and um, just trying to keep my head above water, just treading water here. So how about you?
It's been eventful. Today I got all of my Santa gloves that I've been buying at very different places together. It's a lot. I tend to overbuy gloves because you can never have too many gloves when you're Santa.
Hmm.
So I got them all kind of in one area. Then I got to totally nerd out, got a tote, got it all sectioned for like makeup and gloves and glasses. And so it can be like a go-to one, two, because I'm starting to get calls now. I have a call in for a photo thing. And then October's right around the corner and that's when I start. So
Yes,
it's going to
indeed.
roll right in. I'm already finalizing my holiday schedule with my main client. So yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, are you getting requests yet?
We're in the same boat. Actually, our November and December, our weekends are pretty much booked, and we are now just filling in weekdays when we feel like it. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a good season so far. So we're really looking forward to a good, healthy season. So,
That'll be some cool content, you guys. We talk about the stuff as it's happening. So it'll be fun. Well, sorry I burped ahead a little Sprite, but let's get started. Um, Today is kind of interesting because these kind of themes are universal. Like last week when we talked about you know, things that are kind of everyday that maybe you're not aware of, being your own inner child. But today we're going to talk about the people who changed us without knowing. I love it. So um, the theme is the smallest acts of kindness. Yep. Go ahead. The smallest acts of kindness. What do they do?
often leave the biggest footprints. Often leave the biggest footprints.
They totally do.
Hmm.
Have you ever stopped to think about how many people helped shape the person and elf you are today? Not the famous ones, not the people everyone talks about. I'm talking about the quiet heroes, the ones who may never know they changed your life.
Yeah. Kind of like the people who, pointed out that yellow snow is not lemon flavored.
Oh, exactly. I'm hoping today's stories go a little deeper than that, Phineas, but yes. Oh, today we're talking about the people who changed us without realizing it and how we might be doing the same for someone else. It's kind
Yes,
of
indeed.
it's very cool.
Hmm.
So you want to start segment one and we'll get it rolling.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the power of small moments and thinking about uh, is there one person who made you feel seen? Um, you know, was there one person and it was just something that happened, a little moment in your life, something like a teacher who said they believe in you, a coach who didn't give up on someone, a neighbor who always waved, a grandparent who listened to you, or a stranger who offered kindness on a difficult day? Just a simple moment that made you feel seen.
I think so much we spend a lot of our time looking for the grand gestures but when people tell the stories that shape them, they're usually describing small moments that make them feel important. Since you kicked us off, is there one that you can think of? I've got a good one too, but I know you do because we talked about
Yes,
this
I do.
earlier. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Okay. So my family was never really big in Christmas. I went to see Santa Claus once. when I was a
Mm-hmm.
child.
Mm-hmm.
But so I really never really understood the spirit of Santa, the magic of Santa, until one year, and I was in. I was. It was basically the year my husband died, and I was not able to get away. My family would go away for Christmas. My parents had a condominium in Arizona that everybody would go to. And because I had taken some time off to contend with the passing of my husband, Larry, that I wasn't able to get a certain amount of time off at Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to work at Christmas. I had to work basically a couple of days after Christmas. And then I was able to go, join my family. So I was going to be spending Christmas holiday without my husband and without the safety net of my family to keep me going. So I was walking from our office, my where I worked in Toronto, to the train station so I could come home. And part of the journey involved me going through a Canadian department store called the Hudson's Bay Company,
Mm-hmm.
which was actually eventually bought out by Neiman Marcus in the States. And so it's a high end, one of the oldest department stores in existence. And as I was walking through, I was wandering through the Christmas uh, magic land, whatever, and heading roughly to the train station so I could go there. And as I was doing that, I would pass by Santa's throne. And that day I was just plowing through. I had the tunnel vision on, just need to get through. It's a couple more days before Christmas, and I can have a nice, quiet couple of days off. And as I was traveling through, there was a big bearded white man with a big white beard wearing a red suit heading towards his throne and heading towards his castle.
Mm-hmm.
And he just sort of said, "You're looking very tired and very sad. Are you not having a Merry Christmas, young man?" And I looked at him and I said, "Honestly, I'm not having a good year, Santa." And he just said to me, he then said, "Well, I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas." And he put his hand on my heart and then um, put his other hand on my shoulder. And then we just sort of acknowledged each other. And then I carried on. I made it to the train before I just started weeping because that was the first time I understood what the whole Santa thing was about. And the idea that you just need to be present for someone. I mean, my husband Larry had portrayed Santa for 7 years before he died.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, yeah, he got a lot from it. And I appreciated that. But I never understood it on the receiving end until I actually received that. So, and that's what really changed my life as far as a Christmas performer.
Wow. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Just that small act of kindness and just taking a moment and putting his hand on your heart and saying, "You have a wonderful holiday. Merry Christmas." Mm. I often think about when I first joined Macy's. Mine is just silent validation. Um, uh, when I moved to Chicago, and I decided that I was going to go. I applied for an ad, replied to an ad, and it was Macy's. It was this company called Picture Perfect, is before the behemoth of Cherry Hill programs. But I brought my portfolio, and I thought there'd be more of a process to audition for one of their very highly coveted Santa seats. I thought it was like, this is a big deal. This is Macy's. This has been around for hundreds of years, and the manager's name is Ron Lopez, and he looked at my portfolio, and he was with his other manager with him. And I said, I really would love the chance to work with you guys. And he turned to me and to the other manager and goes, he wants to work with us. And they both were like, yes, you are going to be amazing. And they could see it without, I was in regular street clothes because I had never done anything like this. I had done appearances with, companies that I worked for, but this is like my first big gig where I was like, it's going to be like regular, uh, it's going to be continuous. And their belief in me before they even saw me get the suit on, before I even stepped foot on into the room, before I greeted my first child, they believed in me strictly on the energy that I was giving. And that validation felt so good because I was nervous. I was very nervous because I didn't know what to expect. I've been in leadership. I'd been in all these different careers my whole life, and this is a big endeavor for me to go and do this and put myself out there. And it was immensely successful. I only could work on the weekends. Yes, and I could work on the weekends, and they kept me busy in front of the cameras and anything with the news. I was their guy. I was their Santa, and it meant a lot. And then progressively, I was there 3 seasons, and I really got so much out of that experience. It was like boot camp times 5 million. I don't know how to put it into words. For people, my fellow Macy's performers that worked in high volume, you're on your A game because the customers are going to tell you. And so that's mine. And that belief in me has helped me a lot in my because that's where I've kind of schooled other Santas that are starting out, and we talk. So that belief means a lot because that's where you get the yeah. So that kind of goes into our next segment, which is the ripple effect. Before explore how kindness continues long after the moment. Some examples might be um, a nurse that comforts a frightened child who grows up wanting to help others, a teacher who inspires a student who later becomes a mentor, or a neighbor that makes someone feel welcome, and years later, that person becomes the one welcoming newcomers. Um, the beautiful part with the ripple, we never see how far it goes.
Well, it's like throwing a pebble into a lake. You see the initial splash, and then the ripples just keep on going out and further and further. You never see them hit the other side.
And I'd like to start, if that's okay.
Hmm.
Um, this is about you. I know. We started chatting many, 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 many years ago. And I don't know how you found me on social media, but you found me. And I mean, this is a labor of love between the both of us that we get to work together. It's my dream, that we could do this because you have been an amazing mentor over the years with perspective, kindness, and it's allowed me to be that person to go out and when I see a Santa on, this on Facebook or on social media, it allows me to be able to say, I'm going to be like Mike. I'm going to be like Mike. I'm going to be like Phineas. Sorry, I told a secret. I'm going to be like Phineas because that bit of kindness helped me become a better mentor because you have to find something you were very good about. This is a tangible. This is what I want to talk about. This is where you do great. Let's talk about this. And for a long time, you were wanting to get me to come to, which I still will eventually, to come to one of your clown classes, which I do want to with Lee and everybody in the team. So, and Kevin and everybody, because that is the foundation. But I've immensely appreciated our friendship over the years, plus 10 years that we've known each other. And so that's helped me be a better mentor because it helps me jump off with a point of, because listen, nobody mentored me in the beginning. They said, hey, put the suit on. Nobody said, hey, you might want to do this and that. That wasn't around back then. But now there's immense amount of resources, including this podcast and YouTube channel, that we can help Santas and Mrs. Clauses and future elves find their way. So that's my story about the ripple. And it's, you do, you execute, you do this, you demonstrate it, and then it goes on, and you pay it forward. So this is like our ripple. This is our ripple. This is our ripple. So thank you. Is there one that comes to mind with you?
I have a number of people and who I am grateful for, and dating all the way back to when I was um, uh, uh, playing bass in the high school jazz band, because you know I am grateful for a number of people who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, and that just goes a long way, because I oftentimes am my own worst enemy, and try I get embarrassed, and oh, am I being too much? Am I being this? Am I being that?
No, you're
But
not, you silly goose.
but the fact that Santa David wrote me a note back in 2016 saying, "I want you to be my elf," and
Awesome.
thus began this, what you see, the Phineas that I have become. And
Yeah,
because he trusted that I would create something that was going to be unique and complement his portrayal as Santa as best as we can. And here we are 10 years later, still working together as a thriving partnership and looking towards the future. So,
wonderful. We'll have to get Santa David on here and tell us all the Phineas funny shenanigans and secrets and goofiness.
mhm.
And I know there's some things going on right now, but I would love to chat with Santa David, because I think that their perspective, and when
Mhm.
with working with, listen, there's only one Phineas that I know of in the entire planet. So yeah, so
The
it's a
world
very
should be
unique.
grateful for that too.
No, 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 no. All the elves are going to have different names, but there's a lot of people that do Santa. I'll be
Mhm.
honest, it's not a secret, but we get to do like this amazing character. But the cool thing is you are an original. So yes, I love it, and I look forward to chatting with him.
So, I guess the next question to ask is, what if you're that person? Have you ever encouraged someone? Have you smiled at a stranger just because they look like they're having a rough day?
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
have you remembered someone's name? You've met them once. Do you remember their name? Do you just take an extra minute to listen and listen to understand? Have you welcomed someone who felt alone?
We're often wonder if we're making a difference. Maybe we don't recognize it because we're expecting fireworks, but the reality in most lives are changed by candlelight. And everyday kindness doesn't require wealth. It doesn't require special talent or perfect timing. It only requires noticing people. That's the key, is just the noticing. And listen, that Santa did it with you when you were having a very, very bad Christmas. I mean, to say it wasn't great and is an understatement. Um, but you were able to take that energy and move on and go, I'm going to influence other people because of that act of kindness that they expected, that they gave me. Um, last week we talked about uh, thinking about your 5 and 6 year old self. There's some things we would love for you to think about. Who changed your life without realizing it? I mean, I can think of our very, very dear friend Santa Bruce talking about being asked to portray this character and not really knowing, and that wasn't prepared. Um, have you ever thanked them? If you can't thank them, how can you honor them by treating someone else with that same kindness? Just think about, with when you have someone that you can, maybe you didn't know, maybe you trained someone, maybe you showed someone how to do a new job, right? When I was in my different careers, and one of them was in leadership, I really loved working with people and helping them change their lives. And I've had a lot of success with people that were younger, At the time, I was in my 40s, but they were younger than me, and they were in their 20s, and they were just really ambitious, and helping them see the bigger picture and understanding, listen, it wasn't my way, or this is the right way because I do it this way. It's more about seeing perspective and being open and looking at everything from, what am I going to get from today? Like, what am I going to be grateful at the end of the day? Is it going to be something I'm going to be grateful for, or something I need to work on again? Right. So uh, it's a lot of just taking a moment and smiling. Do you find yourself smiling a lot in people in public? Do you do that on the train and when you're traveling?
I try to, like if you can tell that it's just going to be a rough day, and sometimes something, not even smiling, just acknowledging, like just say, hey, not you don't even have to say anything. You just look and they're kind of looking and you just sort of nod to them or tilt your hat to them, just sort of to acknowledge them, just to say to them wordlessly, hey, I see you. And it's looking like you're having a rough time or things aren't going great, you know, just something just to brighten the day, you know?
Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful.
hmm
The people who shaped our lives probably didn't wake up that morning thinking that they were going to change someone's future. They simply chose to be kind, right? They offered encouragement. You just said it. They noticed someone that felt invisible. They didn't want to be seen because they were having a bad day, right? They listened when it mattered and they cared. That's the magic of this wonderful thing about kindness. It really announces itself in the moment. It can quietly settle into someone's heart where it can remain for years.
Yes,
I
indeed.
still hold
It
on.
doesn't come
I
with,
still hold.
it doesn't come with
Yeah.
fanfare. It just comes quietly and just
Yeah.
through a small moment of grace and connection.
Become that someone for someone else, because somewhere someone may carry your kindness with them for the rest of their life and you may never know it. Oh,
Indeed.
did you like this?
I definitely did, Santa. I definitely did. And, I was thinking about, did I thank that Santa? Because when I went to see him the next day, it was a different Santa, definitely at the mall. So I did write the management a letter and say I wish to thank the the Santa who was on this day at this time, because so I did my best, and that's why I continue to hope to offer the same amount of grace he offered me. So
I haven't had a chance to communicate with Ron Lopez, but I know he was a big mentor with a lot of different Santas around the US. He stayed with the company, I believe, for many years and works in New York. Maybe somebody in one of the Santas up at the Macy's and Fifth Avenue in New York listens to our podcast and can tell Ron, "Hey, Ron, thanks for the thumbs up because it does make a difference when someone believes in you."
indeed, indeed. So
Um, I thought we would end with a question.
okay.
Does that sound good? I know this is a surprise. Normally I share the
hmm
question with you. Um, let's see. Uh, Dear Santa and Phineas, if you could invite anyone dead or alive to Christmas dinner, this is, after we've done all of our things, right? We're done delivering packages. Who would it be and why? I can start if you want.
Okay.
I've talked about Edmund Gwynn many times, that he
hmm
was my archetype for Miracle on 34th Street. I would love to have Christmas dinner with Edmund Gwynn and not talk about his betrayal, but get to know him as a human,
hmm
because that's where, I mean, he's been in other things, but, uh, talk about his upbringing, how he got into acting, and where his center is, because I think that's magic. And then I would love to show him the videos on YouTube. This channel called Forever Hollywood. It's a company. It's a guy that goes out and he goes and visits grave sites of famous people, and they had a episode dedicated to finding his urn and
hmm
interring him in a very special place at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, which I'm going to make out to go see the Marilyn Monroe exhibit, and I will go visit his site. But
Hmm.
take him there and show him how he's remembered, because I think, and at the end of the day, people want to be remembered. So I know
Indeed.
I do. Yeah,
Indeed.
Edmund Gwen. How about you? Anybody dead or alive? Is it someone's passed, or would you like somebody in the living?
Um, I wouldn't want anybody dead. I would just like to have a quiet dinner with everybody who's made a difference in my life, and just sort of have them all sitting around the table, just so I can say thank you, and so they could get to know each other. So, I mean, you
Yeah,
would be there, David would be there, Bruce would be there, Sean and Betsy, and just just a gathering of people who have made such a big difference in my life, just so I can say thank you to all of you all at once. And so you can meet the rest of the village that's keeping Phineas afloat. So,
I have we have broken bread, most of us together.
hmm.
So, and I'm looking forward to it this year in October.
Hmm.
So that gets to happen very short. I'm not going to have dinner with Edmund Gwynn unless I have a psychic medium and I can
Hmm.
communicate. Maybe Whoopi Goldberg can come over and channel
Hmm.
Edmund Gwynn, and we can have a moment. But oh, this is wonderful. Well, I hope you, the listener, have enjoyed this. I have. I listen. I am nothing without who I have around me, and I'm immensely honored to work with you, Phineas, and do this our little Passion project. Which I think this is episode 29,
This
28
is
or 29.
29. Yeah.
Yeah, God, we're almost 30. Oh, God, and
We're
I
getting
remember
old,
when I
Santa.
no, I remember when I turned 30, everybody's like, oh, it's going to be, before you know it, you're going to be 50. And I'm just like, wow. Um, but we're toying with the idea. I'm going to test it out, trying to maybe do a live stream. If you give us a thumbs up on the YouTube channel, or go ahead and leave a message on
Message
our
on Facebook.
message on Facebook or Instagram. See if you like be interested in watching us do a live stream. It'll be in the evening probably, but I got to test out the merchandise to make sure it works, because I haven't done a live stream yet, but we can definitely something we can look at. But we'd love to take your questions and do a live stream, and it seems to be a popular thing with all the Santa networks. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, wonderful. What do you have coming up this week or next week? You have anything fun happening?
Uh, just a bunch of concerts that I'm going to be attending and performing at. So, and
Yay.
Phineas gets to hang out with his mom on Sunday. So, yay! So, how about you?
I am going to have a very laid back week. I am going
Good.
to I'm finishing up some things to take care of my health, and that's going to be wrapped up on Wednesday. So I have, yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a couple days or like 2 weeks or so before I have to get back to the day job. And I'm just resting. So I'm really excited.
Good.
So,
Yay!
but we'll see everybody next week. We appreciate and love you. Thank you again, Phineas, and thank you, our listeners, for taking the time out of your day to just talk about some really great stuff that make you feel good. And what's great about this is that you can help other people, and just by acts of kindness and smiles. It's wonderful.
So, if I tell someone that they have a nice smile, it could really change their whole week.
I Yes, or their life, Phineas, because I think that little act of kindness could definitely go a long way.
Oh, that's a heck of a lot of responsibility.
Oh my
Eek.
goodness, you're up for it. I know you.
I think I
Look
can
at all that
handle it.
fire. Look at all that firewood you chopped the other day. It was like
Hmm.
100 feet high. It's great. So I mean, you can do it. I believe in you.
Thank you. I believe you too, Santa.
Uh, all right. We'll see you next week, everybody. Take care and be kind and make someone smile. Don't forget that smile is contagious. Bye.